79T 2458 Learning Corp, Little Red Riding Hood, take 1.
40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense?
Where they see there are Indian people pooping on our beach.
It's a spool of wire. 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone.
You are a fucking moderator of a YouTube channel, young man. Moderate your
Young
fucking channel like a goddamn man. Wise the fuck up.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
What's up, fellas? It's Red Morning. Dude, I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. Oh, what's up? I see John in the chat. This just in. Amazon stated James Bond gun holster now used to store his severed ball sack. Oh, is that the... Yeah, there was this thing where they were taking the Bond posters, but they photoshopped the gun out of it. So now it's just James Bond standing there with effeminate limp wrist things, which... I don't know. I guess I'm just tired, boss. What are they going to do that they haven't done already? Oh no, they're going to ruin James Bond. You mean the one where the lesbian shot him and took over? Was that from Equilibrium? No, that was full on American Psycho. Who doesn't love a good red morning coffee? It really does taste better with the porcelain misogyny. Yeah, the topics it really is about just being tired, because I mean, I understand. You know what? I'll start with the theory straight off. Pretty sure it's because the economy's in the shitter. Almost positive that when times get tough, people get crazy. And right now, because YouTube is cracking down on AdSense rates, Amazon's cracking down on their things, and people are buying less books and less audiobooks and watching less YouTube because they need to make ends meet. Canada's 13 years into its lost decade. America is having a recession, but everybody's pretending it's not for some reason, and it's all just chaos out there. And of course, if you're an ass model influencer on Instagram, well, you know what it is? You know, it's like, I guess I got to take some cheaper Johns. I'll start $20 is $20, the musical. Of course, that's what you're going to get. And don't get me wrong, I hate migration as much as anybody, but even then, I'm looking at some of these accounts, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I just want the immigration to stop. You're sitting here like, doesn't really matter. Boomers are saying things are better than ever. I mean, for them, they are. For them, they are. And I don't want to turn this into a big, like, fuck the boomers episode, because that's not really the point of the red pill stuff at all, but it's true. It's a very, and I guess I shouldn't even be complaining, because I'm doing fairly well by everybody else's standards. If you have assets, which usually take time to build up, you know, you're older, you own homes, you own an investment property, maybe you have invest stocks and all this stuff. Life has never been better. It's not that things are good. It's just that money printer go burr and money disappears. And then when money disappears, whoever has stuff is now worth more money, but it's not worth more money. Money's just worth less money, you know? Yeah, I mean, it won't hurt me. I ignored boomers until it became abundantly clear how dirty they did us. It's funny too, because there actually is a red pilled thing on the boomers. It was an old Whisper post. I'm trying to remember if I can find what it was even called. It's been a while, and I don't want to do like I do in the workshop where I like put you guys on hold for 30 seconds while I look it up, but it was something to the effect that because the baby boomers was such a large demographic, any of the normal life stages they went through now became national like movements or whatever. So like when they were kids and they, you know, when you're a kid and you watch Jon Stewart and you're like, yeah, fuck George Bush. Oh, pleasant old times. Well, for the boomers, that was everybody. So it turned into like the anti-war hippie sentiment that became like the big cultural zeitgeist. And then they turned 30 and started families up in the 80s, rolled in, and now all of a sudden greed was good and everything was about that corporate lifestyle. And now every essentially life stage they hit is something that everybody has to put everything on hold for. And now they're at the elderly stage. And so right now, what do we want? They don't want anything to change. Don't touch a thing. It's perfect the way it is. Don't move it. I want my house to be worthwhile. I know this is more of a Canadian thing, but for us, because nobody planned for a shit. There was Canadian pension plan, like the medic, whatever the one is for the States, old age pension. So everybody's like, yeah, that'll work. And then they kind of started seeing signs that, well, it's not so great. So everybody's like, yeah, I could invest in my future, or I could just enact policies that make my house price go up from $80,000 to $2 million. And now they're at the stage where they want that number to stay high and don't move because they're so swaddled with debt. They're going to need to reverse mortgage the thing. And it's just like, oh, you're going to inherit it. You're not going to inherit it. Preferred creditors are going to inherit it. And I'll tell you right now, as your son or daughter or nephew or niece, you are not a preferred creditor. Now the question is, why did Whisper even write that one? It's been a while, and I got the broad strokes. I might miss a detail, but the point of it was, no point yelling into the hurricane. This is just something you're going to have to plan around, which it's fair enough. It's not like they're going to change anytime soon. And everybody, we all love our parents, and we all love our grandparents, for you younger kids there, but yeah. Just realize this is exactly what they're going to be like. It's really no different than the extension of ditching your revenge fantasies about women, which I am still laughing about. Again, I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. Again, you see some random hobo account who I've never seen before with 60,000 followers. The problem with those red pill dudes is they just sit here and like throwing egg cartons at people and just waiting for girls to fail and fall on their feet. And I'm just like, bro, if you read the sidebar, if you like, I'm not telling him because he doesn't care. It's just an emotional argument, rabble rousing. But if you take this stuff even somewhat seriously, everybody knows the sidebar. The sidebar is the codified, red-pilled, almost as close as you get to an instruction manual or canon or the design document. It's been crowdsourced for a decade and a half, and for the most part, it encapsulates just about everything you'd want to hear or see or know from the red pill. And Michael's story is like the first Michael's story and Confessions of a Reformed Incel are the first two things on the list. The first thing is a guy with a 12-year dry streak and how he learned that incel isn't a death sentence and there was a way out of it and you got to climb your way out of it. And it's like basically saying, do the work. And then the second one on there is Michael's story. Some goofy, traditional, conservative, parents raised me evangelical kid at college watching all the girls get dicked down and be like, oh, you're gonna laugh when you end up dead and destitute under the bridge. And the girls are like, look, bro, I'm going to have my cake and I'm going to eat it too. They're going to put sprinkles on it. I'm going to settle down. I'm going to marry the man. And it's like, whatever revenge, karma, fantasy, God's justice will judge all, whatever one of that you got in your head, just ditch that shit. Well, it needs to happen. It's right. Yeah, maybe. It's never going to happen though. So you can dream. I dream about the police arresting criminals in Canada. The dreams are just that, dreams. They're not going to happen. The solution, stop being poor, technically right. Like, that's the thing. Like, nobody wants to hear it, but right now that is the most straightforward solution. There's more to the navigation than that, but ultimately, yeah. Make enough money so these problems don't bother you. Quick stop here before we continue on. Bit of an off topic, Ryan. How do I get my younger brother to get over approach anxiety? Told him rejection doesn't matter. You can't logic that. You got to remember, in his brain, the idea of rejection is like fight or flight. But the only solution people have for this is desensitization. This is why people say if you have approach anxiety, start approaching old women. You know, grandmas. Hey, some 55-year-old, to start rizzing her. Have him start approaching people he doesn't want to fuck. That's it. And he's going to get comfortable with it, and he's going to get used to it. And then you start attracting, maybe instead of grandma, he starts hitting on MILFs. You're not trying to sleep with her, and if she shoots you down, it's no big deal. You're just there for practice, right? You're there to get in reps. And then, start doing the chicks that are like a generation older than you, and it's not so bad. Maybe there was one you're like, yeah, I could see that maybe. And eventually you work your way down to hot chicks. Or put yourself in a, like, join the military. Have yourself in a life or death situation. Have a bit of that fight or flight hit you. And then when you walk up to a girl, you're like, I almost died in India. There's nothing she can do to me that's going to scare the shit out of me. But I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. Yeah, people become slaves to their patterns. And it's the revenge thing. And the idea, and the revenge thing still ties into the same reason that Jordan Peterson is not your dad. It ties into the same reason that there's no one. Remember that? The classic Rollo article. There is no one. There's no one soulmate out there that's just cope. Jordan Peterson is not your friend. Another Whisper classic. He wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. He's there to make money. He's there to make books. The information might be true. And red pill guys aren't any different. Most of the time you run into enough red pill guys, they will try to fuck your wife. They will try to steal your lunch from you. They don't lie to you, though. And it's not because red pill guys are any better than anybody else. It's just because most of the time red pill guys are just tired of bullshit. So they don't bullshit people. Art of War, approach it like a job, don't get emotionally invested. Well, I mean, I don't want to go that far, Andrew, with that, because to be fair, the butterflies in the stomach part of it, that was probably the most fun. Once it becomes old hat, then what's the point? What's the point? I'm not going to get a thrill out of this. Fuck it, I'm out. So yeah, and that's the thing. And you see right now, you're seeing the calls. Oh, dude, I see it everywhere. I mean, by everywhere, I mean online, offline. People still, I know almost all of my friends, with the exception of one, kind of are in the I don't see the problem yet. Right now, they're just like, yeah, it sucks. The mortgage just went up $1,000, and this part sucks, and this part sucks, and they're taking away my abortion rights and stuff like that. And I get, but they're not like at that next step where realizing why the things are happening, which is, I guess you don't have to. And I'm not about to start blaming the little hatted people. They got their own problems right now. They imported a whole bunch of Muslims in Canada, and now Hamas is having daily like threat brigades walking around. So it's like, yeah, dude, they shove the stick in their spokes. They're not having a good go of it either. Most honorable effed me over. But I mean, this stuff's not going away. None of it's going away. So what are you going to do about it? And of course, it's easy. I get caught up as much as anybody. Dude, you start throwing out some like family of Sings running people over on the highway footage. Oh, dude, I'm there just as much as the next guy. I'll rant. Heck, the whole catchphrase here, I'm tired, boss, came out of that me getting sucked into this stuff too. So I get it. It's easy and it's fun and it's like fast food, social media fast food. But at some point, there's going to be a navigation part of this, right? And this is the part that gets me. You guys have been here. I mean, other than John, he's one of our newer members. But for a lot of you guys, Ishan, Andrew Tate's Romanian Passport, Dizegin, or Dizegin, I can never pronounce it right. You guys have been here for years. So if you're not at the point where you're looking at your options, then I've failed you as a content creator or an influencer or ass model of Instagram, whatever you want to call it. Because, yeah, there's got to be a solution. And, yeah, make more money is the solution. Jordan Peterson is not... Okay, Johnny Trejo, $4.99 super chat. Jordan Peterson is not your dad, but Rollo Tomasi is Jack Napier's dad. Is that a Dutch joke? Actually, I think Rollo is, isn't it? Isn't his family Netherlandish? Flemish? Something like that. It makes sense. He's got that build of like a Dutchman, and then he's got like the bulkier build of like an American who's Dutch. Americans have always been good at like... adding steroids to the chicken, if you know what I mean. Puffs you guys up, bulks you guys out. America just makes shit bigger. Bless them for it. Bless America. Bless the Constitution. And bless the ghost of Charlie Kirk. That's the current Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Oh my God, I am so happy for Rob and me, by the way, because there was like, you being so cynical about this, things are changing. And it's like, sure enough, after 2 weeks, they're like, oh fuck, Rob was right. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. Ryan was right. Oh, they're gonna take his court. They're gonna bring a date to his funeral. Yeah. Scandinavian. All right. I don't know all of the subtleties between the Netherlands and Scandinavia. It's all like Viking twinks to me now, which is going to be very offensive to everybody except for Brussels, apparently, but whatever. Yes, sing and in the rain. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's funny. Yeah, Twink Vikings. Good enough. To be fair, the Swedes and the Swiss I have a hard time keeping track of, and they're not even close together. Switzerland's surrounded by Italy, France, and Germany, and Sweden is not. And for some reason, those two always mess me up just because they start with S's. Yes, says the coconut. I wonder what I would be classified. Technically, you know what I would be? If you had to like lump me in one of those like Viking twinks, I would be that you know there's Brits, they're like the aristocrats Brits and the normal Brits, and then there's that Brit that was like born in India as an officer and came back, and he's very rough and rugged, but he has the status anyway when he's in the room. I'm kind of like that guy. I'm the Dominion type. Anyways, technically if I was French I'd be Métis, but whatever. We're just going there. They had half the gas stations, now 90% of them. It's not even that. Because I was realizing too, and I'm ranting a bit here. I promise I'll be quick and I won't make it stupid and crazy and yell. But it's like, it's never about the immigrants. It's not. China had a shit ton of immigrants come to Canada. Nobody said shit. Now we're bringing the Footless Wonder in their truck murders. Now that we got Maximum Overdrive on the streets, pop machines killing kids, a giant semi-truck with Green Goblin on the front, Emilio Estevez running for his life. Of course we're going to get mad. Of course we're going to get mad. 3 different mafias. Even their mafias are goofy. Transportation, fake driver's license mafia. Why can't you ride a bike and get a shotgun like a Hell's Angel? Be a cool villain. Why can't you be like the mafia, wearing like suits all day and like shooting people down with Tommy guns? Those are some cool organized crime. But like a truck stop Aladdin? Come on, man. Yeah, at least Stephen King is getting called an asshole. I often think about that. What was it? Somebody brought, and this is a book thing too. I'm back to topic right after this, I promise. Where they brought up that Sanderson is probably the biggest thing we have to a literary celebrity right now. And he's maybe 10% as prolific as Stephen King. Stephen King really was like the Michael Jackson, thankfully, and I was going to rub some, thankfully died. Because if he hadn't, he would probably be just as fucking weird as Stephen King is right now. So, but I mean, he wrote The Running Man, so I can't fault him for that. I like that one. Anyways, back to the Tired Boss. Yeah, it's navigation. It's always been navigation. And there's been very clear, like, none of this stuff is hidden knowledge. It's not some Discord chat somewhere. It's not some forum somewhere. It's like right on the front. It's still today. Today, you could go there onto the front page. You can go to the Rational Mail and read his blog starting at year 1, which to date is still his best work. I would argue Rollo's contribution, about 90% of his contribution to this space, being first off being one of the first, but secondly, the first 2 years of Rational Mail. You can get through that. If you can get through that, everything else is bonus. It's kind of like me. If you can get through Frame, everything else is bonus. A little too much info. And they all everybody kind of leads you to it, because if somebody has something that's compelling enough or useful enough or good enough, other people in Sphere were talking about it. Michael's story, the whole reason Michael's story came out was because of Dalrock. If you guys don't remember this, Dalrock had a blog. It's still archived, thank God, but it's gone now. He was really, his backstory, if I remember it correctly, he was like a Christian conservative. He had kids, they were teenagers, and I think one of them was a daughter. And the idea is, I have to see the kind of world that I'm putting my kids into. So his whole reason for being red-pilled was just like, I got to figure out what to do with my kids. And so he was very kind of like MGTOW-y, where it was always a lot of statistics, a lot of analysis, stuff like that. None of it was wrong. Reason I'm not as knowledgeable about Dalrock as the other guys, because most of the time it wasn't actionable. It was just understand the terrain, which in fairness is actually invaluable. He's one of the few boomers out there who paid attention to what happened after 1987. And so bless him for that. Where your scarecrow costume's coming. Oh, the archive for Dalrock? Here, I'll pull it up. Hold on a sec. I'm out of TV counter space here. The book holder and the coffee cup. I'm out of desk, sir. Let me grab it and I'll send it to you. So the Dalrock archive is here. Nuki will appreciate this. Breakfast sausages got to $15 a pound. I just got a test run of homemade breakfast sausages. You're good to go. It's about to make breakfast for the family. Oh, yeah, I saw that, by the way. Yeah, it was, I think, at Costco, if that's what I'm thinking of. And steak prices, 15 per pound? Dude, no. If you want to buy steaks, you get those, you know, the Costco size things, you get the 2 steaks and a thing. It's usually like $90 now. You have no idea how, like, efficient Canada is at making sure you will own nothing and be happy. They just, of course, the owning nothing part was easy. The being happy part, not so much. Yeah, so you can do that. They actually got a bunch of them in there, which is nice. Like, they have Hertiste, Illimitable Man, which, that did not age well, man. I remember when we first started here, and, like, one of the big names was Illimitable Man, because he was the first one to have, like, a blog that used the subreddit for promotion, and I think he was one of the first on Twitter. So he was pretty big, but nobody references anything now he does, ever. I've never heard, like, everybody has something. Nuke's got things, you know, the what do you plan to do about it kind of stuff. Like, there's always some kind of at least a catchphrase or like a seminal essay or something. Dalrock with Threat Point, Rational Male with Hypergamy. Nobody remembers Illimitable Man for shit. I guess maybe Lost Boys, but nobody talks about that anymore, which is weird because if anything, for the Zoomers, kind of could use some refinement. Wait, do they actually have Carl stuff in here? Holy shit! That I didn't know. Black Label Logic is still around. Good for him, man. If you guys don't remember, Carl, dude, he was one of the OGs, the original co-host, one of the original 5 of Rule Zero. He even snuck into the 21 convention without anybody knowing that first year that Rolo got the boot. Was taking photos and shit. It was pretty cool. But he had his blog too. And he went hard. Like, he was only around for a year or two. 300 different essays. 2 books. Jack still sells his audiobook, but his archive is here too. Look at this. And the best part about Carl, and this is why I would argue Carl is probably the quintessential red-pilled example, was because A, he got his shit and he got the fuck out. He had his divorce. Wife tried stabbing him. Bunch of shit like there. Lost a bunch of money. Pretty fucking shitty all around. Ended up moving to a different continent to start his life over, right? He's like, I'm fucking out of here. Came to the States, started doing his stuff there. Fucked the world. You know, Debbie does Dallas? Carl does America. And he didn't care. He tried everything. Like, I remember back when Myron was stealing Rivellino, who stole Hertiste. Like, Hertiste had the 12-8-2 rule. For every... or 282, sorry, 282 rule. For every 12 girls you're going to date, 2 of them are going to be absolutely out of your league, stunners. You got to be on the top of your game or they're out. And then 2 are going to be like the slump busting, chubby, I'm never telling anybody I did this town bicycle. And then 8 girls are basically just average. And the littlest bit of game works like hell. And that was his point of like, get your numbers up because you're going to see this ratio and you're going to realize like most women are painfully average. And you're terrified that all women out there are these super hyper whatever. He's like, just fucking relax. And of course, Rivellino, Green Line Man himself, decided, well, at 1282, I'll do 30 for 30 because it sounds cool. If you haven't dated 30 women by the time you're 30 years old, you're not a man. And it's like, funny, Riv. Did you? I did 8. 8 girls in 10 years. Quintessential top pickup artist of Twitter. It's like, fuck. Of course it is. You must imagine your organization is run by its enemies. Some communist bullshit right there. Anyway, so Myron and the soft shoe variety hour clown show they had going on, and yes, I did mean soft shoe. Ask the black guy in the chat, he'll tell you what I mean. Now it's 50 by 30 because why not add 200% to it? Or why not add 30% to it? Why not? But you see what I mean? Like, everything started from a pretty relatable, practical, pragmatic place. And then it turns into a donkey show, and then it turns into a Mexican donkey show, and now here we are. Oh no, he never got anybody pregnant. And I remember, so he was not just, so anyways, the point of the story was 50 for 50. Carl's like, you know what? Bet. Lined up 50 girls in 2 months for dates. He's like, I want to see what all the hullabaloo's about. And it's funny because he's like, I think he wrote it down. If I can find it, I never even thought to look for it, but I'll try to look for it. He had it in spreadsheet. He's like spreadsheet man, but it's the only way I can say spreadsheet man being good. Like he had recording stuff in his house because he was terrified of Me Too announcements and stuff like that. I think it's just he wanted to have his own smut videos, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. Is that illegal? He's like, yeah, but it's like a misdemeanor. But a Me Too accusation or a grape accusation, those are felonies. So I'd rather deal with the misdemeanor than the felonies. Like, fair enough. Anyway, so he did it. 50 girls, 60 days, something like that. He's like, A, you get tired really fucking quick. I don't care all these playboys talking about running through girls. By like day 5, you're fucking done. The second thing he was noticing is like, also, all of the pickup stuff, you don't need any of it. And that's where I kind of came up with the idea of calling it training wheels, right? Okay, it's training wheels. I get it. Just give you a little thing. He goes, yeah. By the end of it, it was essentially like McDonald's. Can I take your order, sir? Yes, I'm looking for sex, no commitment. I'd like to have some drinks with you. I can only have 1 or 2 because I am missing workouts now and I don't like it. And that was the other thing you notice is that like women were a zero-sum game. You have a definite amount of time to work on your hobbies, on your career, and on women. And he's like, yeah, it's a balancing act. You're going to have to pick which ones you want to prioritize and which ones you want to deprioritize. And by the end of that, he's like, yeah, women were getting very deprioritized to the point that if we weren't sleeping together in the first hour, he's like, I'm not wasting my time with this one. It was the absolute king of Alan Roger Curry's Mode 1 filter for girls that are wasting your time. And he got ruthless with it. I remember his very first record. And I was, at the time, my record of meeting a girl to sleeping with her was like 45 minutes, something like that. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's way too fast. Like, I know it's at that point, it's just be at the right place, right time with the girl who's ready and just looking for somebody. I get that. It's never been, oh, my game is so good, 43 minutes. Because then you got Rivellino's like 42 minutes. And then you got, Myron, 6-minute abs, 5 minutes worth, fucker. Like, Jesus. Anyways, Carl's was like 15 minutes on one. And I was like, God damn, what the hell? And even he acknowledged it. He's like, yeah, it's like right place, right time. But like he would have probably been 45 minutes had he done it as slow as me. But he was very ruthless. But it was amazing because it was literally what a red pill guy is supposed to do. All right, some fucking wank on the internet is telling me red pill real men do this. And he goes, all right, bet. Try it out. No, that's bullshit. And ever since then, he's fucking hated Myron. He's like, this guy's a fucking retard. He came on to Rule 0 once. And it was just him, Carl, and me. And oh my God, that was so fucking fun. Because he gets in there with his usual fucking vaudeville, monorail. What's it called? Monorail. Carl's like, are you fucking stupid? Do you even know what you're saying? And he kept just like, bro. Like, no, don't bro me. Anyways, I don't know why nobody remembers this one at all. Maybe it's been deleted since then. I don't know. But it was just very funny that Myron came in, started running his mouth about how he knows shit. I had no idea what he was talking about because I'm like, I've been out of the game for a while, but I'm not inexperienced. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm used to seeing stuff that like I wouldn't have done it, but I can see how it would work because it kind of jives with things I've known. And Carl was knee deep in the game. So the both of us looking at this going, what the fuck are you talking about? It was pretty funny anyway. Yeah, see, Jack gets it too. See, he had to pull a Rivellino. Mine was 5 minutes. Oh, yeah? Well, I bet you Nuke did 4. Oh, yeah, Rivellino had one girl in 1 minute and 26.2 seconds. Minecraft speedrun Ender Dragon. Oh, was it Red Morning? Fair enough. Oh, then it's here. Oh, fuck, I should be able to find it then. But yeah, it depends on who you meet. But that's what you gotta understand too. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. You're just with a girl who's like, I need a dick right now, and whoever's good enough and available, I'll take it. And then they take it. You're the girl's slump buster. And of course women have it better than guys. Our slump buster is a slam pig named Susan. Their slump buster is fucking the professional consultant making $240,000 a year, 6 foot tall, with tattoos and 6-pack abs. That's their slump buster. I guess it was here. I'd have to go find it now. The problem with the early ones is I had like no reference stuff to it, like no tags, no title indications. The thumbnails were all generic, and it was just kind of like week after week. I wasn't expecting to have any longevity for them, so making everybody's life very, very difficult. I wasn't bragging, sir. Heuristic. Don't defend yourself against me. I gotta fill up an hour here. We got 20 more minutes till I'm talking about storytelling, my true passion right now. Because what is this if not a story? And that's the other thing, too. I fucking hate statistics. I hate charts. I hate graphs. I hate this study says. I hate those fucking chuckleheads. Because they're all retarded. They all think, they're all just looking for Jesus. Secular Jesus. Tell me what to believe, Jesus. Well, Jesus came unto you and handed you the chart, and then you would follow the statistics. It's fucking ridiculous. And, again, we had our own Carl moment on that one. I'm going to start calling these things where guys are like bet and test something. Carl moments. Caleb something. Black Label, or not Black Label Logic, Black Dragon. The Black Dragon Bog. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He's another old school one. He's like proto Black Red Pill even. But he had a great thing, and he's deleted it, or I haven't been able to find it, or it's gone. So annoyed by this, because it's probably, I would say it's the best thing I have ever read from that corner of like the Red Pill guys. It's like the Vox Day and the Dark Enlightenment types, whatever. And he was talking about statistics and you. Like, yeah, statistically. And there was, and you guys know that there's always the same charts where it's like the amount of dicks that your wife has had before you and the correlation it has with divorce. Girl has 1 dick, 50% chance of divorce. 2 dicks, 75. 3 dicks, whatever. And it keeps like just increasing until you get to like 12 dicks. And then for some reason the girl's loyalty goes up. Which nobody ever took that to mean be the 13th dick. No, it means no, you got to find a virgin. Which of course, where are you going to find a virgin? Come on. In 2025, year of our Lord, BCE, Christ died for our sins. Where the fuck are you going to find a virgin? I'll give you a hint, and you're not going to like the answer. The first place you're going to find one is some fucked up family that's got some crazed, like, snake oil moon, lock the girl up in the attic, she's fucked in the head kind of thing. That's the one place. And the other place you're going to find one, and I am not giving you advice to find one there, I am telling you specifically not to, high school. Middle school. But you see what I mean? Don't be going there. Girls, in my high school, girls were losing virginities at 13. When I moved into grade 8, my grade 7 best friend, her name was Bonnie. We used to play Nintendo together and fight because that's what kids did. And then we went into grade 8 and she wasn't there till December because she was pregnant and had a fucking baby. And I was like, holy shit. By 15. And this was like a religious community, right? There was not evangelicals. I think would have been Anglicans, I guess, because it was Canada. But we had youth group activities, like all the church stuff. Lots of churches. It was very, very religious as far as Canadian towns and cities go. Even then, 15, 16 if you're lucky. So where the fuck are you going to find a virgin? And so that was what Caleb was talking about. It's like, yeah, so it says if you get this, so it's fine. I actually found one. And he goes, really? And he goes, yeah, he married his girl at like 17 or something like that. She hadn't had any dick as far as he knew. And then they were looking at like income levels. You know the one where it's like when guys earn over $80,000 a year, the marriages last longer. When the guy out-earns the girl, the marriages last longer. When the girl out-earns the guy, it's a 2 years till divorce. Like all that stupid shit. And he's like, yeah, I fucking did that too. I out-earned my wife and she's okay. She does this and she does this. And like every stat and checklist and metric you could put. He's like, I did that. If you look by the book, you look at date, you put a room with that Mackin McKay PhD goofball, that date site goofball that Rollo always rants about. You put Destiny and Erudite and who are all the other fucking self-professed smart people know what the fuck they're doing, but secretly have like some horrific shit on their social media. All those smart egghead types. You put them in a room together and you give this list. What's your perfect list of everything you need? And fucking nailed it all. His wife still fucking left me. And he goes, so what's the point of these goddamn stats? There's like a 0.00001 chance that this stuff would happen. Still fucking did it. Maybe the stats aren't the problem. Maybe you're the... Actually, I don't think he made it that far. He never made it to the point, like, maybe I'm the fucking problem. Oh, and then you get your standard shit. It's like, well, you just picked the wrong woman. Oh, really? So that's the trick. Just don't ever make a mistake. That's the trick to life. Never do anything wrong. Look into the future. Pick the lottery numbers. It's like literally, yeah, dude, you know why you're broke? Because you picked the wrong lottery numbers. Like, thanks, Tips. This is fucking great. Do you see now why I'm such an acerbic, an angry little man on fucking Twitter? This is the shit that I deal with every day. I got somebody in my mentions or somebody sitting there arguing who's got a bigger brand than me. Bros, just pick a better woman. Just draw the fucking owl. All you got to do, go to your church, throw a rock, the girl it hits, drag her to your cave, ask for consent, and then join the longhouse and you're in. It's like, yeah. It's like Steven Crowder. Same thing. Married my high school sweetheart. You chuckle fuck degenerates are going to die alone and lonely. Now he's yelling at his wife, pick up the fucking dog shit. She goes, you know what? Pick up half of my shit because I'm out. Keeps his name. Charlie Kirk, God blessed his soul. Jesus among them. Gets shot in the neck. What's his wife do? I mean, I know everybody grieves in their own way. That's fine. But she was very mercenary when it came to what to do with the business after that and trying to make herself the brand. So whatever. They say they'll bring her date to your funeral. In her case, she brought like her promotion to it. And her brags about it too. I got a PhD. I'm a top earner. I'm a boss, bitch. And I'm a mother. It was like basically everything except for I'm a good wife to Charlie Kirk. Which, I'm not even shitting on the dead here. It's not that. That's not the point. The point is that's the way it's going to work. So you have to plan for it. You can get mad at her. You can, oh, that bitch should have, whatever. And then you can make excuses for it. It's like, no, she's actually, like, yo, it doesn't really matter. That's the way it's going to be. You got to plan for it. Yelling at her because you want her to be more, like, to cry on the funeral pyre, to get burned in the pyre. Do you know who wants that? Do you know who wants widows burned on the funeral pyre with their dead husbands? Indians. Do you really want to be that? Probably not. The only one I found was on Rolo's channel. It might have been there then. That makes sense. Don't get me started dating in church. What a useless waste of time. Oh, dude, I don't even have to, like, I haven't been to church in the States. I think I went once with some family. Turns out my grandfather was like a minister that trained other ministers. And so they had a bunch of like ministers along the South. So it was pretty cool. And it was one of like the singing and dancing churches, which cool enough. But yeah, I don't even have to go there. Ian Ironwood did a great treatise on the Church for Modern Men in Manosphere. It's a good book. It's kind of like a history of the red pill. And I still laugh over it. Another reason why I'm so fucking jaded and irritable at red pilled content creators. Back during the conference days, it was me in the group chat. After we had met the conference, we all kind of joined the same group chat. It was me, Jack Murphy, Ivan Throne, Rolo, Ed Lattimore, Anthony Johnson, Murderer Brother Supreme, George Bruno. You stupid bastard. And like pretty much anybody that you've seen, or we talk like Steve the Dean Williams was in there. I think Christian McQueen was even in there, if you even remember who that is. Goldman Unleashed, Tanner Guzzi. Like it was the full meal deal. And Murphy was, and where else? Everybody's sitting there. It's like, yeah, well, fuck, what's your next project gonna go? What's your next project? And everybody's like, oh, can I help with that? Can I help with that? It was surprisingly supportive. It was, nothing could possibly go wrong. All everybody had to do was just do their job and produce more and better stuff for the audience, and everything would be great. Didn't work out that way. But I remember at one point Murphy's like, you know what? I'm going to, because he did his Democrats to Deplorables thing, which sold like hotcakes. He's like, I'm going to do a history of the red pill thing. And I'm like, you mean like this? And I sent him the copy, and he's like, huh. Like, what are we doing here? I'm tired, boss. Why do me? I was just like the Reddit moderator. Why am I sitting here telling you people about this shit you're supposed to be experts on? What the fuck, yo? Supercut Santa. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Oh no, I already put that one on there. Maybe I got the other one.
Make
No, that's something different. No, we're just gonna skip it. You've already seen the Bruno one. Was Murphy the downfall? No. If you really want to know the downfall of the Red Pill guys, there is a few people I can point to. First one is this guy Daniel. He went by GLO as his nomenclature, his pen name, which stood for Gay Lube Oil. Second one, Anthony Johnson, I would say definitely had a part in it. Myron and Andrew Tate, unequivocally. The reason that the Glow guy did it was because everybody started taking off and this thing started becoming popular. And he was like the big fish in the small pond. On the subreddit, he would post out an essay and everybody would give him likes. And he's like, this is great. Oh, you son of a bitch. I'll get to that in a sec. And then when everybody else started getting better, he started just throwing like Nazi memes and goofy shit there and just harassing, doxing, everything. And what he did was there was probably a good 20 or 30 guys that had talent or skill, like Black Label Logic types. Red Pill School had started TRP.Red, which was going to be like a social media hub for Red Pill. It wasn't bad. It could have been good, but it's like every social media. It's only as big as your audience, right? And this guy he's like, nope, free speech above all. And so this guy's like, fine, everybody's Hitler. And he started throwing shit everywhere. Scared off all the talent. And then when all the talent left, all the audience left too. Like, I cannot understate the murderer is in the house. It was just fucking ridiculous. It was a horrible time. And the only people who stuck around were essentially people who just abandoned the Red Pill and did their own thing. That's why I'm still here, basically. Because I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm on my own. I remember Carl even went to Red Pill School. Was like, dude, you can have your free speech thing, but I'm telling you right now, this keep up, everybody's just going to leave. And he's like, oh, free speech. And everybody left. And now he's, TRP.Red. You see it now. How well is it doing? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, dude. You do not get involved. I am telling you, don't fight with him. Don't think it's fun to have like a brand. He's not your George Bruno. He is one of those guys that like refuses to succeed in spite of himself, and he will take everybody down with him. It is not, it's like teaming with ADJ. You don't want that. Block and move on. Heck, if anything, distrust people who like his work because they have no sense of, anyways. Same thing. Andrew Tate, Myron, they just kind of turned into a clown show, made a mockery of it, did their little soft shoe routine. It's fine, whatever. Now it's a bit of a laughing stock, so what do? I'm essentially the character, the fuck MRP character. My favorite guy, my favorite poster back in the forum days. Username was fuck married Red Pill. I was like, that's awesome. Probably one of the smartest guys when it came to stuff. He just, like, nothing he said wasn't to the point and a fucking banger. And I'm like, I kind of aspire to be that. Fuck the Red Pill. Aren't you the one of the main guys? Like, probably. Fuck you too. Anywho, I got 10 more minutes here. Then we're going to go over to Orion. We're going to talk books. We're going to talk stories. We're going to have so much fun talking stories. That's actually shit I care about. Like, I care about the work here, but all this shit surrounding it is mostly just a meta understanding of how not to make stupid branding mistakes, which I will admit, the Red Pill and the previous pickup stuff has been great for that. Because, like, anybody who started Red Pill in 2016 should have been paying attention to Ryan Holiday, Tucker Max, Mike Cernovich, and those types. Because those guys did a lot of the branding work and made a lot of the branding mistakes. Roosh V, those types. All of them showed you what to do and what not to do. And then the Red Pill guys came in, and the smart ones were the ones that learned from that. And the stupid ones were the ones that didn't learn from that. And now we got this new gen of stuff. I don't know what... Like, I guess Jack and Nuke are kind of like leading the charge on that one. They're like the top tier, the Gen Z guys, along with that Speed guy. There's been 3 generations now. 3 generations of content creators learning about branding and strategy and marketing from each other. The smart ones will learn. The dumb ones will not. I'm actually kind of curious where things will go. So we'll see. I bet there's a sex tape between Bruno and Murphy. No, unfortunately, nobody fucks Bruno. Bruno is the Millhouse of the Red Pill. Lisa loves Millhouse. Nobody loves Millhouse. You know? Anyways, Ross the Skunk, you son of a bitch. $5 super chat. Good morning, Orion. Good morning to you too, sir. Looks like I got to do it now. Dude, some of the names I got on here are just hilarious.
So the meme, they're very good. This is really, they've taken it.
True Alpha
named Ryan Stone.
it says, ask Murphy about the article he wrote cuckolding his wife. Clear up the cuck article. Clear up the cuck article.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
If I wasn't prepared to literally impoverish his entire bloodline,
I am now concerned for my career.
And I'm still recommending clear up the cuck article.
You know what? Fuck you for bringing this up. Yeah. Fuck you. Heartfelt.
I'm not going to have those guys back on my channel again. Absolutely not.
Just use a little bit of fucking common sense.
It is just... That's great. That's you should.
Fuck you.
Sorry, apologies.
Just keep going, dude. One foot in front of the other. Before you know it, this will all be in the rearview mirror. Fuck you.
Oh my god, it's in the wild. I think I found. Hold on a sec. I think this is the right one.
You want to
Yeah, that's it.
You want to tell me why the majority of people that voted yes I can be submissive are men?
Just want to talk a little bit about why I love women.
And the majority that said no are women? I would love y'all to ponder that for a fucking second.
I love how they always make sure, by and large, they shower the feminine energy that girls put out. It's magnetic.
You think I can be submissive? You fuck!
I adore it.
I was looking for that one for years. That's the... Look, dude, whatever you think of the Red Pill, whatever. My Red Pill Coffee videos were fucking bangers. Ross the Skunk, $2 super chat. I'm a son of a bitch and loving it. You son of a bitch. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. So that was like the sad story of Pat Stedman on the one side, which has been kind of like one of those, like serial killer documentaries, but it was about Pat Stedman and him getting caught in the Capitol. He unfortunately hasn't done anything now for a follow-up to it, but it was a really good one. And then on the other side is this chick. She's a Canadian out of Vancouver. I think she's half native, half white, something like that. And she has an OnlyFans. And her big thing was, I thought it was just hilarious that she did a little viral TikTok thing where her boyfriend's like, yeah, I want to go like exclusive with you, but you're going to have to get rid of your OnlyFans and we're not dating. And so she broke the phone that he got her and she starts twerk. The funniest reaction I've ever seen to something. It was like the biggest fuck you dad I've ever seen. She takes her phone, films her breaking his phone, telling me what to fucking do with my life. And then she stands in front of a mirror twerking for like 3.5 minutes. No joke. It was like the Family Guy like grabbing his knee. It's like the longest thing I've ever seen. It was so funny. But you realize like, oh yeah, somebody's jerking off to this. You're like, fuck. But anyways, I enjoyed it and I made like a whole Red Pill Coffee on it. It's like, I think the theme was something to the effect of like, this is what's out there for you. Relax. They're just crazy like this. Like, stop taking them so seriously. Stop trying to control them. They don't want to be saved. And if you don't want that, then move on. It's the only thing you're going to be able to do. Yeah, 3 generations of internet stuff has grifting risen with every generation. You know it. But here's been my point with all this, and I'll end on this kind of note. The thing that I've always said about all this stuff is like, yeah, there is grifters selling snake oil and stupid e-courses about how to be a man and shit like that with all this ass model glitz and glamour. Liminal Man, that was like the last thing a Liminal Man said to me before he blocked me and talked shit about me. Somebody find out their real name. He's like, yeah, these guys are just fucking assholes. They're retarded. They're ruining everything. And I'm like, let me put it this way. Assuming you're good, assuming you have good stuff, assuming you want to put out something, assuming you're not scamming, you're not grifting, you put out a good, solid product with great branding, and people will learn from it and people will benefit, it essentially does what it's supposed to do. And these marketing people are outshining you. What's the problem with taking their stupid ass model marketing bullshit, porting it over, and using it to push actual useful shit? A really good book. A really good video, a really good podcast. You know what I mean? This is clearly working. And we're sitting here talking about be amoral, things that are effective, navigating the space, and then panties are all in a bunch because, oh, I'd have to like do some fucking virality on Twitter in order to get people to watch my... Like, fuck, man. Do you realize how stupid we look? How stupid we look? We're like, yeah, bitches ain't shit. And then it's like, but the algorithm, it's the same thing. The boomers, same thing. Dude, bitch about boomers. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's cathartic. After that, though, all right, let's get to work. How do we circumvent the boomers fucking us over? Whammon. She's sucking all the dicks. She's met all the checklists on Date Sykes video, but she still wants to cheat. What do I do? It's like, well, we're here to figure it out. What can you do in life when you can't rely on other people to do what you want them to do? Well, here's some things you can try here. Well, how do I get there? Well, here's boundaries. Here's, frame. Here's how Dread works. Here's the purpose of it. Here's game stuff. Here's some financial stuff that guys have figured out that works. There's like hundreds of little things on various other topics, tendrils out. Try them all. Try the ones that work. If they don't work, don't talk about them again. If they do work, hey, I tried it and it worked for me too. And we swap notes and everything works. Yeah, do you have to do a little soft shoe on the camera? Do I have to sit here and have another video of George Bruno call me a faggot? Yes, I do. You know why? Because then you will know who the fuck I am, which makes you more likely to buy the greatest cyberpunk book in the last 15 years. Not since Gibson. Have you had cyberpunk this fun and engaging to read? But you know what? I like it. I think it's a great work. Worked hard on it. Excellent execution. Busted my ass. Nick, the editor, great job on it. It's fucking good. It is good. If you read, you will love it. If you don't read, you'll get back into reading. That's how good it is. It's fucking good. And you mean to tell me that I believe all that shit about it, but I'm not willing to scrub a couple social media toilets and act like a fucking buffoon on Twitter so you guys can laugh? If I don't like it that much, you don't. It's one of my favorite and under-known like meme themes that I do here. It's like, well, how bad do you want it? It's always at the end of something like Adam 22 sucked 4 dicks to win his wife's heart, or one of those things where somebody gay for play, or Bonnie Blue outshines the other porn star that sucked 100 dicks that day by doing 1,000 dicks the next day. And it's like, how bad do you want it? It's similar to Ed Lattimore's like out hustle a crackhead. I'm like, dude, this person wants fame so bad they're willing to fuck 1,000 dudes wearing balaclavas. If you don't have that sort of willingness to demean yourself because you think your work is that fucking good, then you don't believe in yourself. Am I telling you guys that you can't sell your book without fucking 1,000 dudes? Probably not. Maybe though, but probably not. What I am saying is there is a tenacity. There is a certain amount of dignity you got to swallow. You're going to do a little bit of soft shoe. Do you need to do as much as Myron does or as much as Tate does? I would argue no. Because from what I've seen, Tate's G Manual Bible, Fuck Files outsells that. So no, you don't need to do that much. But you're going to need to do something. And it's like I'm part of like a writer community now, which I know I promised I never would, but it seems like it's cooler people, so it's cool. But it's the biggest hassle that people have to go through is like, are you willing to clown enough for people to learn your fucking book? The answer to that is mostly no. What I was hoping, actually, because I have a series on Substack, and we're going to go to the other channel, Talk Stories, on Substack, is like I Hate Indie Books, where I just kind of read indie books. I give my impressions on it, 100% honest. I'm not just like yelling it. I don't call people shit and all that stuff. It's mostly about like, if I don't like it, there's something I don't like. If there's something I do like, there's something I do like. If it doesn't work for me, but that's my problem, I put that down too. It's not that I don't like the book. It's that the genre is not my genre. If you're into this genre, you'll probably like how it's executed, kind of things, right? And one of the guys was in this group, and it wasn't a flattering. It was kind of like, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It just kind of, I got too much on the go. So it's not grabbing me. Which, I mean, fair. But here's the thing now. For a while there, everybody was talking about his book, so a lot more people see it. Hell, Orc City. Mayor of Orc City himself, John Douglas, perfect example. Shit on Metal Gear Solid writing. Everybody made fun of his book. Like, look at this Orc City fucking thing. What a fucking moron. Best sales of his life. You know why? Because 800,000 people called his book a piece of shit. And then 80,000 people were like, interesting. Let me see how bad a piece of shit could it be. And of those, like 8,000 people, of which 5,000 just wanted to see how bad it could be. And the other 5,000 were like, actually, that's not half bad. See what I mean? You got to be willing to let people call you an asshole. So on that note, we're going to the other channel. I should automatically take you there. We're just talking about storytelling. riffing on that one. I've been having a hell of a time getting the Escape from New York one. It's been like a big fight with DMCA, so it'll be there when it's there, I promise. And I almost have an introduction for that podcast, so we'll see how it goes. Anyways, let's do the outro.
79T 2458 Learning Corp. Little Red Riding Hood. Take one.
"40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone." Does that make sense?
Where they say there are Indian people pooping on our beach.